our joint board of directors agenda for June 11th, 2020. I will call the meeting to order, and at this time I will ask Vice Chair Puckett to give the invocation. Director Crean, please give the Pledge of Allegiance, and let's all stand.
Our most precious Heavenly Father, we thank you once again that we have this opportunity to meet together as a board for the Transportation Corridors Agencies. Pray that you'll give us wisdom as we handle these items that affect our riders. Keep your hand on our riders, keep them safe. We ask you for your hand in our country, Lord, as we're experiencing these unrests. We ask these favors in thy name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Please put your hand over your chest and look at the beautiful flag on our agenda. And while we do the pledge, let us always keep in mind those in uniform serving here and around the world. And this Sunday, June 14th, is Flag Day in America. And if you have a chance, look up the poem, Old Glory. It is a beautiful poem written by the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so very much. You may be seated. Or you can stand if you want to. Okay, at this time I will turn to our clerk of the board, and will you please call the roll? Vice Chair O'Neill.
Here.
Director James. Director James.
Here.
Director Connors.
Here.
Director Hess. Here. Director Minigar.
Present.
Director Munsey.
Here.
Director Stevens.
Here.
Director Vixerick.
Here.
Vice Chair Puckett.
Here.
Director Beal.
Here.
Director Chafee.
Present.
Director Wong.
I am here.
Director Crane.
Here.
Director Miller.
Here.
Director Murphy.
I'm here.
Director Voigt.
Here.
Director Ward. Director Ward.
Director Ward, if that's you, we're having trouble hearing you.
Chair Kelly.
Here.
Director Kelly.
Here.
Yes. Director Bartlett.
Here.
Director Penaloza.
Here.
Director Taylor.
Here.
Director Wagner.
Here.
Director Chamberlain.
Here.
We have quorum. Great, thank you. I'm so glad everyone's here today, at least somewhat here today. At this time, we'll move to public comments. At this time, during live public broadcasting, members of the public may address the Joint Board of Directors regarding any items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Joint Board of Directors, but no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes for all comments unless the chair, subject to the approval of the Board of Directors, set different time limits. If needed, additional public comments will be read before the closed session portion of the agenda. During public comments, continue part 2, shall be limited to 3 minutes, approximately 500 words per person for comments, unless different time limits are set by the chair, and again, subject to the approval of the board. At this time, I'll turn to our clerk, and will you share with us the comments that have come in? At this time, during live public broadcasting, members of the public may address the Joint Board of Directors regarding any items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Joint Board of Directors.
but no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes for all comments unless the chair, subject to the approval of the board of directors, set different time limits. If needed, additional public comments will be read before the closed session portion of the agenda during public comments and shall be limited to 3 minutes per person for comments unless different time limits are set by the chair subject to the approval of the board. We have them public.
So our first public comment was received from Samuel Goldstein, and I will begin reading this now. Someone's
Hello? We have someone mute their phone. You're typing and we can hear you. Okay, thank you.
okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'll begin reading that now. Consider using the 73 right-of-way for new transportation alternatives. Find more creative solutions for lessening congestion and increasing mobility. The original idea and promise of the 73 involved a two-part public benefit. First, the privately financed and user-funded toll road would become a freeway in 30 years. Second, other roads, meanwhile, would be less congested as drivers willing to pay to save time would use the 73. It's been 33 years since the 73 was built for $2.3 billion, over 400% over the initial TCA claim that the project would only cost $858 million. But it will be another 33 years until 2053 before the debt, now growing in the wrong direction, is paid off and the tolls are lifted. The motoring public should not have to wait so long, more than twice as long as promised. Something must be done. The tolls on the 73 have reached levels that commuters find prohibitive. Congestion has increased on the 5, the 405, and especially Pacific Coast Highway in the South County cities along the San Joaquin corridor. Yet the 73 toll road remains unclogged virtually 24/7. Making better use of the 73's capacity and also better use of its generous right-of-way can lessen congestion and increase mobility in South County. There is room for rapid bus and carpool lanes. Also possibly emerging technologies such as Elon Musk's Hyperloop. What is the debt? The 73 bondholders, county leaders, should pursue creative solutions. It starts with intention to end this inequity and inefficiency. The 73 is open, often empty, not free, yet it's most of the motive public that pays the real price. Lost time activity. The TCA has been keeping inside their mission for the past 5 years, trying to add toll lanes on the freeways and fund roads for private sectors. This is the wrong path for this agency that has 30 years of financial failure. It is time the bonds are paid down and this pedestrian agency put to rest. We have OCCA and commissioners that can more effectively handle the transportation needs. Finally, consider extending the 57 mostly over the in a flood channel all the way to the 73, which would effectively link North and South County and take pressure off the 55. The original notion was to get a publicly beneficial road built with private money. That's been done. Find a way to retire the debt, timetable closer to the original plan, make the time's up.
Okay, so
Next public comment is from email I. CCA Board of Directors. We are very annoyed that the board member continues to use their name for its political bashings and rantings. The law prohibits using public resources for public purposes. Why is the chair of the TCA board not shutting down this inappropriate political dialogue? We have heard that the TCA supported 2 candidates in the last San Clemente City Council election. So the TCA would have influence over the city's policymaking. TTA has no business meddling in local elections as it goes against our democracy and is against the law. Just so you know, Rancho Santa Margarita has a population of roughly 48,000 people. TCA directors slammed and smashed are elected, highly qualified and effective elected officials that represented over 500,000 people in Orange County. It is astonishing that the TCA attorney and the other board members allow this bully to spew misinformation and his own hateful political agenda on a public dime. This needs to stop. A complaint will be filed with the FTCC, and we hope that the TCA can assess this illegal and highly inappropriate behavior.
Our next speaker will be,
Our next speaker is Keith Nice, and I will begin reading that. I'll begin reading that now. Time's up, TCA. Wake up, TCA board members. The jig's up, TCA staff and directors. The agency is afraid of being relevant long enough. The premise that toll roads were going to keep drivers from congestion was built on sand. Time to get out of the sandbox now. Put down your plastic shovels. Quit playing with millions of citizens' tax dollars. But you'll have to pay out of your own pocket soon because TCA gravy will be soon gone. Your agency will soon be forced to actually pay for all that money you borrowed, all those bonds you sold, pay down all that debt you created when you mindlessly bought into the fairy tales, made kings and queens out of fraudulent bureaucrats, knighted those 10 PR flags, grow up, TCA, go away. End of comment.
thank you. And
Next speaker, Dennis Alber. I am writing to bring your attention a serious fiscal crisis that may be brewing within the TCA. The TCA, or Toll Roads, is a government agency that is also known as the Foothill Eastville and San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor Agency. You are sitting on the board. I am hopefully not telling you something at least some of you don't already know. TCA ridership is down and will be facing a potential revenue crisis that could ultimately cause the collapse of the carefully arranged deck of cards that forms its enormous long-term debt burden. The TCA has been feeding a growing debt machine for decades. A total long-term debt of $2.9 billion at completion of the two toll roads in 1998 has somehow grown to $4.9 billion today, despite 20 years of principal interest payments. The TCA has never had sufficient revenue to handle its enormous debt, but rather than admitting that and allowing another agency to somehow your directors and other endorsed repeated refinances with capital appreciation bonds, meaning that unpaid interest has been added to the principal each year so that outstanding debt grows rather than diminishes. At this point, it will take another $11 billion before these tolls are freeways, if ever. And worse, payoff dates have been extended from 2033 and 2040 San Joaquin to 2050 and 2053 for Foothill. Our grandchildren's children may be the first to benefit from decades of tolls and developer impact fees and taxes that will have been paid by your constituents either as toll or increases in the cost of housing and doing business in the county for over half a century. All of this for two roads that will have paid for several years over. Now with the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, these grossly over-leveraged agencies are poised to finally pay the piper. It is doubtful that the revenue will be sufficient to cover debt covenants. While there are some unrestricted assets, these may have to be sold at a loss and may be sufficient to carry the agency through an extended period of economic downturn. At the same time, TCA has recently placed 5 on its board members on the OCCA board and is poised to extend its reach outside its original scope. Now wanting to build untold roads for OCCA and no doubt get the debt ball rolling all over again. Please stop this. Enough is enough. A comprehensive state audit of CCA's huge debt load, its bloated expenses, and unsustainable financial prospects is long overdue.
That was 3 minutes.
How many more speakers do we have?
We have
Three.
3 more.
More speakers? Okay, great.
All right, so this is from Sean Gordon, and I'll begin reading that now. Clearly, the TCA has a massive revenue problem currently. The lost tolls are not something that will ever be recouped, so you should be doing everything to cut costs. Every membership, every consultant needs to be reviewed. To that end, I would suggest that your CHT contract is not necessary, and here's why. You appear to be treating toll jumpers as 100% lost revenue when the reality is that only a small percentage of those people would pay for the toll as opposed to skipping it. You already have license plate scanners and are able to send violation fines to the toll jumpers, so you don't really need CHT there as well. The toll fines are about 10 times the cost of the toll itself, so if only one fine person pays for 10 skip tolls, it balances out. Has anyone done a deep cost benefit analysis on this CHT contract, taking into account all those variables? I haven't seen it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. This is the time to deep dive into every cost and do a high-level analysis of the data and costs surrounding revenues. Costs have to be cut at a huge level, and the TCA has a lot of discretionary costs. If tolls are down on average of around 60% the last few months, then you need to cut costs by that margin as well. End of public comment.
Thank you.
Next one, Diana Dolson. Please hold the TCA accountable for its original plan in constructing toll roads. It is just for the agency to pay off its debts and disband. We don't need another toll road that divides the haves and have ever even further. If we need more roads, then everyone should be able to drive on them. We have paid enough money in taxes to have this happen. Vote yes on Assemblyman Rose AB 1273 to fix government waste and redundancy that is hurting Orange County's environment, transportation planning, finances, and taxpayers. AB 1273 clarifies that the Transportation Corridor Agency, TCA, a joint powers agreement in Orange County, are not the regional traffic planners. Orange County Transportation Authority are the transportation planners. They were meant to be for Orange County. TCA is a joint powers agreement created decades ago to build the tollways. At a time when temporary tolls were experiment to play for construction of corridors. TCA has tasked to build the toll roads, pay off the debt in 20 years, and to return the toll roads to be used as free-to-use roads for all people. Instead, the agency forgot to pay down the bonds. The debt is going in the wrong direction. Most of our population in Orange County can't afford the even increasing toll rates the TCA imposes. We have a large senior and student population. The economic discrimination, considering all of our taxes, are used to maintain the toll roads by Caltrans. The TCA failed its financial and transportation benefit promises, and long after the 20 years, TCA tolls are tripled what they promised. The utilization and traffic benefit is a fraction of what they promised, and the debt they created has not been retired. Instead, it has been refinanced and will cost us for many decades more. The TCA hasn't built anything in 20 years and failed to perform financially. TCA also collects huge development fee taxes from every city in Orange County, and now they want to be rewarded with more power to plan OC transportation for the next 20 years, even though they only are authorized to construct the toll road, a 1970s approach that has been shown to fail at every step. AB 1273 is much needed and simplifies OC transportation. planning by giving OCTA and Caltrans control, which allows for better oversight and for responsible transportation planning that includes all future transportation technologies and all people regardless of wealth level. Not just toll roads, only for people who can afford to pay high daily tolls. South Orange County taxpayers has been an active participant in the fight against the toll roads.
And our last public comment is from Tony Nelson, and I will begin reading that. Yeah. I am sure you are well aware of the serious fiscal crisis brewing within the TCA. Many of you have sat on these boards for several years and should be well aware of the enormous long-term debt burden that has been accruing on behalf of unwitting taxpayers for decades, long before anyone heard of COVID-19. Under your collective watch, a total long-term debt of $3.3 billion at completion of the two toll roads in 1998 somehow grew to $4.9 billion as of fiscal year 19, despite 20 years of principal and interest payments. This is outrageous and a terrible abuse of the public trust. The TCA has never had sufficient revenue to handle its enormous debt. But rather than admitting it and allowing another agency to take over, somehow you and others have endorsed repeated refinancing with capital appreciation bonds so that outstanding debt grows rather than diminishes. Ordinary taxpayers would be appalled if they understood this. At this point, it will take another $11 billion before these roads are freeways, if ever. And worse, payoff dates have been extended from 2033 for SJHTCA and 2040 for FETCA to 2050 and 2053. Our grandchildren's children may be the first to benefit from decades of tolls and developer impact fees and taxes that will have been paid by your constituents either as tolls or increases in the cost of housing for over half a century. All of this for two roads that we will have paid for several times over. What a shameful deal for taxpayers. Now with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, your grossly over-leveraged agencies are poised to finally pay the piper. Toll revenue is down dramatically and developer impact fees will likely be similarly affected, perhaps for years. How then will TCA meet its debt service obligations? Your own records show that expected revenue will be insufficient to cover debt covenants by fiscal year 21. While there are some unrestricted assets, despite your insolvent balance sheet, sales proceeds from investments cannot be considered revenue unless you have some very creative accounting method and unusual debt covenants. While taxpayers appreciate your efforts to cut costs, you can't help but wonder how you were able to carve $85 million out of your operating budget without affecting operations. Exactly what have you been spending our tolls on all this time, and why haven't you been focusing on what should be your main goal? To pay down the enormous debt so that roads can one day be free for our great-grandchildren. Please stop this. Enough is enough. A comprehensive state audit of TCA's use. That's 3 minutes. And yeah, that's all. Go ahead and announce. Yeah,
Okay, thank you so very much.
That concludes our public comment section.
Okay, great, thank you. Just one moment. Here. Okay, so in order to better manage our meeting time, Chair Kelly and I have asked staff to work with the committee to identify items that they felt could be placed on the consent calendar. However, staff is prepared to answer any questions that the director would like to say tonight. Please be advised that staff has requested that item 9, the fourth our consent calendar, network security services contract, from both consent calendars and be scheduled for a future board of directors meeting. But this time we'll move to San Joaquin's consent calendar. It has items 8 and item 10. One of our directors has asked to pull 6 and 7, and we'll go through the roll call and ask if any other items need to be pulled.
Chair Kelly? Chair Kelly? Vice Chair O'Neill,
I have none.
Director James. Director James,
What items were pulled? I am sorry, I could not understand what was said.
So I have pulled number 9 has been removed from the sandwich calendar. 6 and 7 have been pulled.
Good. Aye.
Director Bartlett,
No items, thank you.
No items, thank you.
Director Hess,
I have no items to pull, thank you.
Director Minigar,
I'm not pulling any items. Thank you.
Director Muncy, Director Muncy, Director Penaloza,
No items, thank you.
Yeah, Munzing has no items either.
Chair Shea,
So I have no items to pull.
Director Stevens,
No, ma'am.
Director Taylor,
No items, thank you.
Director Victoric,
I have no items to pull.
Director Wagner, Director Wagner,
Sorry, we're having trouble hearing you. No items to pull. I would like to record a recusal on 14 and 15 for line act purposes. Thank you.
14 and 15. Okay, do you have, we don't have 14 and 15 on this consent calendar yet.
No.
Did I misunderstand?
No, it's for business items later on.
I'll make sure that we're reminded of that when we get, okay?
and
There's-
Chair Kelly.
All right.
Chair Kelly,
Chair Kelly was having technical difficulties.
Oh, she
Sorry,
was?
Director Kelly was having technical difficulties.
Well,
Here.
have we called every name?
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do, I'll ask for a motion in a second to adopt the remaining consent calendar items, and then we'll go back to item 7 for discussion. So do you want to go through the agenda or the?
Sure.
Let's see, why don't we do this? I'll make the motion. Check your arm. Oh, no. So I need a second.
I'll make the second.
And who is that? Amanda Gar, okay, great. So there's a motion and a second, so we don't have to go through the whole thing again. Now we'll go through the roll call and vote on the remaining of the consent calendar, then go back to items 6 and 7.
Director Kelly, Vice Chair O'Neill,
Aye.
Director James,
Aye.
Director Bartlett,
Yes.
Director Connors,
Yes,
Director Hess,
Yes,
Director Minigar,
Aye.
Director Muncy,
Aye.
Director Penaloza,
Yes.
Chair Shea,
Yes.
Director Stevens,
Yes.
Yeah. Director Taylor, got that vote?
Yes.
Director Victoric,
Aye.
Director Wagner,
Aye.
Director Kelly,
I guess we can't. Is that the last? Okay, so
No,
it passed.
was that, excuse me, was that Foothill?
No, that's San Joaquin.
Okay.
Okay, so it passed, and now we're going to item 6, and then we'll go to item 7. These items were pulled by Director Ward, who is not on this board, but our legal said that we can have the discussion, but she cannot vote. We can vote on the bill. So, Director Ward, if you'd like to talk to item 6, and then we'll vote on that, and we'll go to item 7. You can speak on that, and then we'll take it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear anyone. Can someone please mute?
Oh, so you're getting interference? Sorry. Okay, so what I said was Kathy Ward, Director Ward, wanted us to pull items 6 and 7. She does not sit on San Joaquin, but our legal have said that she has the right to discuss it. And then we'll take a vote on 6. We'll have a discussion on 7, and then we'll take a vote on 7. So Director Ward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate being able to take this out of order, just in case the boards might differ on what we're going to do on this. Item 6 is for Federal Legislative Advocacy Services for Aiken Gump. I do understand that the board did an RFP process and we picked this particular group again. They have worked for us for a long time. I just want to say that I will not be able to support it because of the fact that Aiken Gump was also working as attorneys along with lobbyists for us. And it was found out by me and the rest of the board that they were instrumental in the 2016 settlement of the Green Alignment and participated in that and did it for free. My concern is I do understand that this has been pinned down and only has advocacy services in it, but when we have an agency that's willing to work for free and under the radar, I don't know that they wouldn't be doing that again. So that is my comment on that. I think if the agency is going in a different direction, that possibly we need to think about having new players be in our advocacy services. So that is my comment on that.
Okay, so someone is getting feedback.
Okay, sorry, I just joined.
Oh, it's Director Shelley. She's in 2 places.
Go back to it again. I'll make a motion and then let's see how much to speak to the motion be easier. Okay, so what I will do now is that I'm going to ask for a motion in a second so that we don't have to go through the roll call twice. So as we're going through, we'll take a vote, is that appropriate? And then they can maybe not. Okay, we better take comments here. So yeah, may not be work that way. Okay, so at this time we'll go through the roll call, and if you have any other comments on item 6, and then we will come back for a vote. So you want to go through a roll call, please? Any other comments on item 6?
Director F?
No.
Director Munzing? Director Munzing?
Oh, yes. Wait.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to...
Sorry, I had audio issues. I couldn't hear for a bit. Give me the vote again. I'm so sorry. I've been working with a computer.
We don't have a motion in a second yet. We're just going through the roll call, ask if anybody else has a comment on item 6.
Oh, absolutely not. Not at all. I went, wait, no. Thanks. Sorry.
Director James?
My only comment is I concur with Director Ward's comment.
Okay, thank you.
Director Connors?
No comment.
Director Shea?
No comment.
Director Bartlett?
No comment.
Director Taylor?
No comment.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
No comments.
Director...
What was the...
If any of you are able to answer, please send love your pics. Just want to imagine how they are doing that.
Director Wagner?
I want to jump in and say I actually am not supportive of the item either. We're spending over $500,000 when our budget is tight and our taxpayers are challenged. And right in the staff report, it says these have not operated with federal funds in the past, but maybe we're going to be able to get our hands on some COVID-19 money. It's clear to me there are enough directors on enough agencies that with enough lobbyists in Washington, D.C., that we're going to know about any of these particular COVID funding opportunities. We're going to have a chance without sinking over $500,000 into an ongoing lobbying contract to advocate. We can hire lobbyists in short order on specific items as they come up. I think this, especially in our COVID environment, is an unnecessary expense. I would urge a no vote.
Director Victoric,
No comments.
Director Minigar,
No comments.
Director Kelly. Director Kelly,
Able to get her back on?
She's still struggling.
Can she call in?
Yeah, she called in and they looked at background noise.
Oh, that was it.
So
Okay.
she's trying to reach.
Okay, so who would be next?
Director Penaloza,
No comment.
Director Chambers,
No comment.
Okay, so at this time, I will ask for a motion. Will someone give us a motion for San Joaquin?
I'm sorry, was I asked for a comment? I don't have a comment. This is Janine Heft, but I just wanted to be on the record.
Would you like to make a motion to move the item 6?
Yeah, I'll move it.
I'll second it. There's a motion and a second. Let's go through the list and the roll call vote.
Director Kelly, Vice Chair O'Neill,
Aye.
Director James,
No.
Director Bartlett,
Yes.
Director Connors,
Yes.
Director Hess,
Aye.
Director Minigar,
Aye.
Director Munsey,
Yes.
Director Penaloza,
Yes.
Chair Shea,
Yes.
Director Stevens,
Yes.
Director Taylor,
Yes.
Director Victoric,
Aye.
Director Wagner.
No.
The item passes 11-2.
I think we have 3 now. We have 2 now.
Sorry about that.
This is just getting to be so much fun. Okay,
We
so
can feed her now.
item 6 has passed. Now we will go to, we take a vote. It's passed. We're going to go to item 7, and I'll turn this over to Director Kelly, Director Ward for comments, but you may not be able to vote as you.
Okay, item 7 is the amended and restated debt management policy. Debt is a big deal in this agency. We just heard many letters on it. I'm surprised how many people wrote in on that. I want to remind the directors that we are the fiduciaries here. We need to really understand what our debt is and what our policies are, and have a discussion about that. So I would ask that this item be delayed and be pushed to a workshop with all of each board together, where we can discuss this and have a full understanding of what is being asked of us to change this management policy. I do understand it went through committee, but I think this is so important, it needs to go to the full board. So I would make a motion that, I don't know if I can do that right now.
You're not, or you're just able to share your thoughts.
Okay, so those are my thoughts. I think it doesn't need to be passed right now. This is a change in policy. Certainly, it can come to us in a workshop soon. It doesn't have to be passed with the budget, and I would ask the San Joaquin Board to consider that so that we fully understand what our debt is and understand these amendments before we vote for them. As elected officials, I think that's our duty.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Director Ward. Okay, so now we will go through the Board of Directors for San Joaquin. Any comments you have, and then we'll go back and get a motion, a second, and vote.
I'm sorry, what item is this for?
Item 7 on San Joaquin.
Okay, thank you. Director Chamberlain?
Vote.
No comment.
Director Penaloza? Director Penaloza? Director Kelly? Director Minigar? Director Kelly?
No comment.
Director Minigar?
No comment.
Director Vic-Zurich? Director Vic-Zurich?
No comments.
Director Wagner?
Nothing, thank you.
Director Stevens?
No comments.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
I have a few comments. I would suggest for just a moment that I think it's inappropriate to suggest that any person on this board does not take their fiduciary duties seriously. I think that the fact that we are looking at adding in additional terms into the debt management policy shows just how seriously we're taking this. The fact that we have spent time on this, we've taken months, we've gone through a committee, we are now bringing it to the board to have a discussion, shows the seriousness with which we are taking this item. I do take offense to the fact that there are any suggestion that we would take anything other than our most serious fiduciary obligations, and the fact that we are doing this does show the seriousness. So I would suggest that at this time, a motion would be appropriate to adopt this without trying to delay it and put it in some kind of workshop. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
I will second that. This is Director Heft.
Okay, so there is a motion and a second, but we'll hold that, but we have to go through and make sure we get everybody's comments, and then I'll call for the vote. But thank you for those motions and seconds.
Director Taylor?
No comment.
Director Bartlett?
No comment.
Chair Shea?
No comment.
Director Connors?
Yeah, I have a comment. This has been through the Finance Committee, and I'm not on the Finance Committee. I recognize that of all the comments we get, half of them call us fools, half of them call us corrupt, and half of them are about money, or maybe more than half. And I, for one, who am not on the Finance Committee, would appreciate more information about our debt management policy. But at the same time, I'm willing to go ahead and vote to pass this on through.
Director James?
Thank you for your comment. Appreciate it.
Director
Certainly,
James?
yes. Debt seems to be the public's number one concern. I won't challenge anyone's fiduciary duty, so I appreciate Vice Chair O'Neill's comment, but I'll be a no vote on this because I need to understand it better. Thank you.
Director Munsing?
No comment.
Director Hess?
Yes, I just want to echo Vice Chair O'Neill's comments. I think they're well received, and we do take our fiduciary responsibilities as directors very seriously on this board. So I concur with that, and beyond that, I have no comment.
And last, Director Penaloza.
No comment, and sorry about earlier, my screen was frozen.
That's okay. There's a lot of things that are freezing up around here. So we have a motion by Director O'Neill. We have a second by Director Heft. Apologize. And at this time, we'll go through the roll and vote on item 7.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
Aye.
Director James?
No.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Connors?
Oh, was that Connors? Yes.
Director Hess?
Aye.
Director Minigar?
Aye.
Director Massing?
Yes.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Chair Shay?
Yes.
Director Stevens?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Victoric?
Aye.
Director Wagner?
Aye.
The item passes 13-1.
Okay, 13-1. Thank you very much. We're done with the San Joaquin Hills consent calendar. Now we will move to Foothill. We'll go through the roll call again, and these will be items 1 through 2, 4 through 8. Noted item 9 has been removed, Network Security Services contract. It will be rescheduled for a future board meeting. And then items 10 to 11. We will also be pulling items 6 and 7. And we'll go through the roll call and ask if there's any other items you'd like to pull besides 6 and 7. But first, let me ask, we'll go through, then we'll take a, okay, so we'll just go through that.
Chair Shay?
No, I have no items to pull.
Vice Chair Puckett?
No items.
Director Bartlett?
No items.
Director Beal?
No items.
Director Chafee?
None, thank you.
Director Wong? Director Wong?
I have nothing.
Director Kelly?
Nothing to pull, thank you.
Director Crane?
Nothing to pull, thank you.
Director Miller?
Nothing at this time, thanks.
Murphy? Director Murphy?
Nothing to pull, we're fine.
Director Penaloza?
No items to pull, thank you.
Director Taylor?
Nothing, thank you.
Director Voigt? Director Voigt? Director Wagner?
Record a no on 6 for me, otherwise nothing to pull. Thank you.
Director Ward?
I would pull item 4, 5, and 6. I'm sorry, 5, 6, and 7. Sorry about that.
Director Voigt? Director Voigt?
What happened to our Director Boyd?
He left the meeting.
Oh, he did? Okay, great. Okay, so we've
Move
gone
the
through.
balance, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Director Murphy.
Second. Trish Kelly. Second.
Okay, and second by Director Kelly. So with that, we'll go through and vote on the remaining consent calendar, and we will then discuss 5, 6, and 7.
Chair Shay?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Yes.
Director Bartlett? Director Beal?
Yes.
Director Chafee?
Aye.
Director Wong?
I vote yes.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crane?
Aye.
Director Miller?
Aye.
Director Murphy?
Aye.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Voigt?
Can you, I was in the underground parking. I missed the motion. What was the motion?
We're moving, we moved the consent calendar for Foothill, and we pulled 5, 6, 7 to be voted on after we go through the remaining of this consent calendar.
I'll vote yes, but I want to make sure that clarification number 9 has been tabled.
Yes, it has. Yes, I announced that before we started our discussion.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, yes vote.
Okay, great.
Director Wagner,
Aye.
Director Ward,
Aye.
the balance of the consent items have passed.
Okay, wonderful. So now we will go to item 5, and Director Ward, if you would like to speak, is the state legislative update.
Yes, in the updates, we had a lot of bills that are on the watch list from there. And I just wanted to point out to the board that AB 1426, which is Borner-Horvath, it is a bill that protects public resources. San Onofre State Beach, Richard and Donna O'Neill Conservancy, has to do with road construction. It basically codifies the decision that the board made in 2016 when they chose not to pursue the green alignment. It also binds any joint powers agencies from constructing or funding a major thoroughfare through that area of Southern California. But it also binds the Department of Transportation to approve, permit, take possession of, or otherwise construct a major thoroughfare in that same area. I would point out that Pat Bates' Bill 1373 had similar language to this bill that TCA is not opposing, and the board's taking no action on. They seem to be fine with this, protecting that decision. Pat Bates' original bill had language similar to this, and it gave heartburn for several members of the board. And so that bill was gutted and amended to simply say that the toll road stops at Oso Parkway to reflect the decisions that we made back in April. So I'm just pointing it out that this is the bill. I didn't have it at the last special meeting that we were at. It's AB 1426, and the board had no problem with this bill, but seems to have a problem with SB. That's just my comment. I wanted to make it because this is just a receive and file. So
Okay,
I don't know if you have to move that.
Move it?
Yes, I can move it.
Okay, and I'll second it. So we'll go to and
Chair Shea,
yes.
Vice Chair Puckett,
Yes.
Director Bartlett,
Yes.
Director Beal,
Yes.
Director Chafee,
Aye.
Director Wong,
I vote yes.
Director Kelly,
Yes.
Director Crane,
Aye.
Director Miller,
Aye.
Director Murphy,
Aye.
Director Penaloza,
Yes.
Director Taylor,
Yes.
Director Voigt, Director Voigt, Director Wagner,
Aye.
Director Ward,
Aye.
Director Voigt,
Yes, I said. Yes. Aye.
item passes.
Okay, it passes. Item 5 is passed. And now we'll move to item 6, Director Ward.
Okay, first I would like to say to Director O'Neill that my comments about that we are fiduciaries on this in no way disparaged anyone. I did not mean it that way. I just was saying that that is our duty, and that is why I felt that we should bring this forward in a workshop so that the full board will really understand this.
Direct the driver down there, leave us cleaning.
Hi, boys. Could you use your phone, please? Take her down now.
Thank you. Mr. Voigt can't have two conversations at once. Please don't take it that way. I really thought that this needed to be a workshop. I looked at our debt for Foothill Eastern. It is 67.8% of our budget. That's a large amount. Our debt service for this year is $104.6 million. I multiplied that by 33 years, which is to 2053, and it came out to $3,451,800,000 in debt, and that is without any increases. That's just simply multiplying it. So again, I have an issue with this.
Well, Madam Chair, can I make a point of order? Are we on item 6 or 7?
It's item 6.
Item 6 is item. She's speaking on item 7. So could we go back to item 6 and then talk about item 7 when it comes up?
I agree with you. So would you please refrain and to talk about item 7 and go to item 6, please?
So we're going to stop and go to item 6?
Well, that's what I asked to be discussed, right?
Okay.
We're going in.
Okay, I thought I heard item 7. I'm sorry. So again, this is for federal, thank you, Director Miller. This is for federal legislative advocacy services. I would agree with Director Wagner that we do not have to have a platform for federal legislative advocacy. We don't need a work plan for that. But I'm not going to be for it anyway because of prior work that Aiken Jump has done that I don't know what they're going to actually be working on. So I'm leery of giving them $270,000 and not knowing truly what their work plan will be. So I would make a motion that we do not approve this federal legislative advocacy services for Foothill Eastern.
Okay, well, we could take a, let's see, is there a second to that? And then we need to go through and see if there's any more discussion. Okay, I don't hear a second, so the motion dies for a second. Anybody, we're going to go back through and see if anybody has comments on item 6.
Director Kelly,
I support this item.
Director Crane,
I'll make a motion to adopt this number 6.
Is there a second? I'll second it just for time, the time frame here. So let's go through and make sure, though, that we have the motion in second, but we are going to go through the agenda and make sure that you have no other comments in regard to this first.
Director Penaloza,
No comment.
Director Wong,
No comment.
Director Bartlett,
No comments.
Director Taylor,
No comment.
Director Chafee,
No comments, thank you.
Vice Chair Puckett,
No comment.
Director Wagner,
Continue to oppose it for the reasons I said before. That's all. Thanks.
Director Miller,
Thank you. I've got a couple comments on this. I'm not opposed to this this contract. I've got some concerns with it. My biggest concern is we have legislation out there right now in Sacramento that could limit our ability in the future on 241 moving forward with any construction south. I think we've already made that commitment. We're not going to do anything else anyway. But my concern is, why do we need federal lobbyists when we don't even know what we're going to look like here in the next 6-7 months if this legislation moves through? And it looks like it's going to get through appropriations. We'll see where it goes after that. But so I have a concern, not so much that we have this federal lobbyist, because I do know that we have other issues. I spoke with Ms. Daly yesterday specifically about this item in terms of the interoperability, national interoperability, and there's some issues around that. There's issues around privacy from a federal standpoint that we're going to need some help overcoming those so we can operate our agency efficiently. My concern is the length of this contract. I'm not sure we need a 5-year on this. I'm not sure we need, I think this might be, let's do 1 year with 2 1-year options on this one because we don't really know where we're going. We haven't seen the full workflow on what we're going to be working on. There's some things in there that I just don't know that we need a federal lobbyist on. So my motion would be not that we would approve this, but as a 3-year contract with, we'll do it year by year with 2 1-year, I say a 1-year contract with 2 1-year options afterwards and take a look at it from that perspective.
you're offering a substitute motion. So I'm going to take your substitute motion. Is there a second to that? Okay, your motion got your.
No. I'll second it. I'll second.
Okay, so there's a motion by, substitute motion's been brought forward by Director Miller, seconded by Director Ward, but now we're finishing up the questions of, do you want to make any comments to item 6, and then we'll take that substitute motion vote.
Chair Shea,
I have no comments.
Director Ward,
No comment.
Director Murphy,
Well, I'd be curious for a staff response as to whether or not, a couple things, what is the minimum commitment since it's not to exceed in 3 years? And then also, obviously, it would require a renegotiation of the contract, which might impact the expense line as well. So I'd be curious to get some answers as what the ramifications would be based on the substitute motion, if I could.
That's a good point. Thank you. Jeff, do you answer that?
Yes, Madam Chair. So I think your concerns, Director Murphy, are well noted. Definitely when we went through the procurement for these services, we did advertise it as a 5-year contract. So renegotiating that would impact our schedule. The current contract does expire on June 30. So staff would be concerned, and I would remind the board, and I'll look to legal counsel to confirm this, but we always include a provision in our contract to terminate at any time. So if some board members feel that our direction and what's needed for those services may change, we can always address that when the time comes, including if it's elimination of the services. We have laid out fairly, I'm sorry, go ahead, Director Murphy.
Well, I was just going to say the one thing I want to get to, because I think it was at the crux of Director Miller's concerns and well-founded. If the world changes, what is the minimum commitment that we're making? Let's assume, for sake of discussion, a worst-case scenario at later this year or within the calendar year, the fiscal year that we're contracting, we decide that we no longer have a need for those services. What does it cost? What's the minimum commitment that we're making today financially?
I will ask our Director of Contracts, Ms. Colleen Franco, to chime in. Ms. Franco, can you confirm, do we have our 30-day termination clause?
Samuel, this is Barbie. I can comment on that because I spoke with Colleen yesterday, and we actually have a clause that allows us to terminate at any time. We don't have to give 30 days. Our clause allows for it at any time. I actually have the language here if you'd like for me to read it, but we're very well protected in those terms, Director Murphy.
So if we were to say yes to this today and follow along with what our brethren and sisters did on the other board, and I'm really giving a doomsday scenario. September the 1st, we decided that we needed to make a major change. All that we would be eligible to pay is whatever specific expenses and direction we had given to them in between those times. Is that correct? There's no minimum or a 1 year that you have to pay no matter what. I'm just trying to get a sense to address Director Miller's, what I think he was really concerned about, and that is what are we committing to today that can't be modified should the world change for us later on?
You are correct, Director Murphy.
Okay, all right. That's what I needed to know, and for what it's worth, I'm okay with the existing language and the existing contract. I'm going to take one that we know, given the fact we have the clauses that we do, rather than trying to renegotiate back, and perhaps not be in as good a position with the 1 year, given that we have that escape clause. And I'd be curious what Director Miller's comment is back to that once we've, now that we've kind of got some more facts on the table, helps us to analyze this, I think.
Thank you. Thank you so
Well,
much.
can I respond to that? This is Director Miller again. I guess I didn't understand when Mr. Johnson said Mr. Murphy was correct. Correct to what? I'm not exactly sure what that meant.
I'm sorry, Director Miller, in terms of being able to cancel the contract without an additional financial commitment.
So so in his scenario, if we said yes today, we're committing to that for 3 years, 90,000 per year, so 270,000 with the option for 2 more years. So would they prorate that retainer, that $90,000 retainer, just for the 2 months that we need it, 2.5 months?
Yeah,
we wouldn't be on the hook for the rest of it.
Right.
Is that what you're saying, Samuel?
That is correct. I can confirm that we pay the retainer monthly, and Ms. Potter, our CFO, can share her thoughts as well.
Yes, I've confirmed with our Director of Contracts that we do pay monthly, and so if it were canceled mid-month, we would just prorate that through those number of days.
Okay, well, thank you. Like I said, I do think we need the federal lobbyists for other issues, but I am concerned about the amount of work they're going to be doing based on if things change at the state level here and what 241 can actually be moving forward. So,
Dr. Miller, do you want to pull your substitute motion off the table or no?
I'm thinking about that right now. I decided if I want to pull it off or not. I think it still might be the right thing to do.
You're gonna have to go back.
But I'll listen to, let me listen to the rest of the directors. I can pull it before the vote if I want to.
Okay, here we go. Director Beal, any comments? This is just, again, going through to get comments on item 6.
Understood. I had no comments, but I would ask, could I get just clarification what the substitute motion is at this point?
So the original motion is for a 3-year contract with 2 1-year options. And I was saying, let's cut that down to a 1-year contract with 2, so basically reducing it from a 5 to a 3-year contract is all my motion does. And it would have to come back to the board every year for an approval.
Understood. Thank you. No comment.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Director Boyd? Director Boyd? No,
I didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going to pull my second of that motion.
Oh, you didn't second anything, Director Boyd, did you?
I thought I was the maker of the second.
No, you're talking about the substitute motion. That was Director Miller, and it was approved by Director Ward.
Okay, I'm okay with the motion with the contract, as long as we have the escape clause. I'm okay with it. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be the original motion. So right now, okay, good. Thank you for that comment.
Comment, Director Chamberlain?
I have no comment on item 6. Thank you.
Okay, so what we'll do right now is we're going to go through the roll call again and take up the substitute
Point of order,
motion.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, point of order.
Who are you? Could you announce who you are?
This is Wagner. You had a substitute motion and you didn't go back to the start of the roll to get people objecting or commenting or questioning it. You just picked up from where you went on, so half of us haven't had the opportunity to weigh in on the substitute motion.
Well, we've been going through, okay, so that's fine, but that's
We've
what
been
we have
going
been
through the
doing.
roll. You didn't go back through the roll to pick up people who had not had an opportunity to weigh in on the substitute motion.
Would you like to make your comments, please?
Sure, I'm going to vote no because the whole idea is a bad idea, but more importantly, I'd be curious what this does with respect not just to having to renegotiate the contract, but with what will then be an inconsistency with the prior vote by the other agency.
Supervisor Wagner, this is Samuel Johnson. Yes, it would very much complicate things, and and would require essentially a reconsideration by the San Joaquin board.
Madam Chair.
Comments? Okay, yes, the clerk will go through the roll for those who have not had a chance to respond or make a comment on the substitute motion. Vice Chair Puckett.
No comment.
Director Chafee?
Yes, I oppose the substitute motion. I want to be consistent with our sister agency, and I think we're adequately protected with the bailout language that's been described. Thank you.
Director Taylor?
I agree that I don't see any need for the substitute motion because of the cancellation clause, so no other comment.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, this is Director Miller. I'll make this easy. I'll just withdraw the motion.
This is second to the substitute motion, withdraw the motion for second.
Yes.
Okay, so the substitute motion has been taken off the table. Now we will go through, we have a motion on the table, and it was from Director Crean to move this item. I seconded the motion. We'll go through and have any comments, and then we will take a vote. Do I need to go through both? You've already had both. Okay, for the original? Okay, so if we still, it's been, I think it's been talked through quite a bit. So I think that we'll go through the roll and take a roll call vote.
Chair Shea?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Yes.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Duell?
Yes.
Director Chafee?
Aye.
Director Wong?
I vote yes.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crane?
Aye.
Director Miller?
Yeah, aye.
Aye.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Voigt?
Yes, with that 1 year clause. Thank you.
Director Wagner?
No.
Director Ward?
No.
The item passes 13-1.
Okay, the item passes 13-2. At this time now, we will move to item 7, the amended and restated debt management policy. This was also pulled by Director Ward.
Okay. So again, I'll say that the debt service for Foothill Eastern is 67.8% of our budget. The payment for this year is $104.6 million. I took that to the year 2053, when the bonds will be paid off. I didn't add any increases. And in 33 years, that debt will be $3,451,800,000. And that is without the increases to the principal that are going to accrue. So I think that it is very important for the agencies, the board members, the entire board to understand the debt and understand what this debt policy, the management policy does. Maybe there will be some of us that will not agree with some of what is in the policy as far as what we can do to restructure, not restructure that debt, but to refinance it again. And I want to make sure that we all understand what is in it, that the debt cannot be restructured again where it goes beyond 2053. So my motion would be not to approve this management policy. And if the board is not so inclined to do that, I'm wondering if I could ask now for a workshop on this. If this does pass, if I could ask for a workshop with the boards on the debt policy so that we all know what it is and understand it and understand how this policy manages that debt. So that's what I ask.
Okay, so we can take a motion now in a second, and I need to understand your motion. We're going to go through the entire board, take comments on that motion, and then we'll take a vote. So what is your motion?
My motion is that this is not voted on today and that we have a workshop with the Foothill Eastern. We carry the most debt, so I think that we could definitely do this independently of the San Joaquin Hills Board. That this comes back to us in a budget workshop, or not a budget workshop, just a workshop where we fully understand what the debt is and how it's managed in our management policy. That's my motion.
What you're saying, so your motion would be that we're gonna not take an action on this item 7, that you're requesting a workshop to come to the full board and a date to be determined. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I think it works fine alone with the Foothill Eastern. We carry the most debt, so I think I'm asking for it for this board.
Okay, so I have that motion. Is someone going to second that motion? Is there a second to Kathy Ward's, Director Ward's motion? Okay, the motion died, so now we will go through and discuss the item. If anybody has any other comments, and then I'll take a motion in a second, and we'll move forward with the original proposal. Director, we could do that right now, couldn't we? Take a motion in a second.
I'll move approval.
Okay, and I'll second it. We have a motion by Director Puckett, second by myself for item 7. Now we're going to then we'll come back and take a vote.
Director Miller?
And what are we doing? Is it for comments or is this a vote? What is this for?
Okay, what we did, item 7, is that we just had a motion to stop staff recommendation. Go through the roll call. If you have any comments, any questions.
Oh, sure.
Motion.
Okay, so we're in a comment section. Yeah, I do actually. I want to thank the Finance Investment Committee. I do sit on that. I know that Director O'Neill and Beal worked very hard on this, along with the committee. This is important for us. This is the biggest issue we deal with, quite frankly. And I want to say thank you for all the hard work. There was a lot of thought went into this. I know Director Neal in particular spent a lot of time on this one. And so I do understand the concerns of the other directors that aren't on those committees, because, with the federal lobbyists, I don't sit on that committee, but I took the time to go to staff and find out about it. Those committee meetings are public. So if you want to see what's going on in them, you're more than willing to, you can sit in on them, or I'm not sure a director can, because we might get into Brown Act issues, but you definitely listen to it. And if you have questions, by all means, reach out to staff. They will take time to sit down with you and take you through every one of these different votes that we're making to make sure you truly do understand it. So I would recommend that. I did it for the lobbyists to understand that a little bit better, because I was initially opposed to it, but I understand we do need those guys for some other things. So you'll learn a lot that way. And with that, I am going to support this. So thank you for the staff and the committee members that work so hard on this.
Thank you for your comments.
Chair Shea?
I have no comments.
Director Beal?
No comments.
Director Wong?
I was about to say what Director Miller just said. I've had to lean on Amy before for questions about bond. I found staff have always been very informative and answered questions. And in fact, I think I would encourage all directors to do that, because that one-on-one time allow you to really ask in detailed questions to your understanding, your level of understanding, and to your satisfaction. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Director Kelly?
Yes, I agree also with Director Miller, and I just wanted to point out that this was thoroughly discussed in the Joint Finance and Investment Committee on May 27th. And the recommendation to place it onto our board agenda was unanimous. And again, we did have a very thorough discussion, and this is solid ground, so I do support this.
Thank you.
Director Wagner?
No comment.
Director Ward?
No comment.
Director Bartlett?
No comments.
Director Chafee?
Yes, I've looked at this carefully, and I like it as better organization as the future bond issues. It's also designed to save interest costs and gives us additional options to pay down debt. think it responds to a lot of the criticism we have. So I wholeheartedly support this item.
Director Penaloza?
No comment.
Director Boyd? Director Boyd?
Director Boyd?
Director
No
Taylor?
comment. No
Thank you.
further comments.
Vice Chair Puckett?
No comment.
Director Murphy?
Yes, don't have much of a comment other than I will say, kind of on a side note, I think one of the big mysteries for a lot of people, especially observers of the TCA, is the amount of homework and time that the individual directors put in to be prepared for these meetings, whether it's individually, whether it's with staff and calls. But I agree with the comments made previously around no one should be shy if they have a question to search it out and do the homework necessary. It's good to have robust discussions, but hopefully we've all read the agendas and asked some questions if we had them privately as well. So I'd encourage that activity, as has been discussed before, and ready to make a motion on this item whenever I'm called.
We already have a motion and a second, so we're just talking to the motion right now.
Okay,
Your
sorry,
comment.
I got lost on the merry-go-round the way we do this. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's really a fun deal here, so we're trying. Okay, so any other, one more director?
Two.
Two more, okay.
Director Crane?
No comment.
Director Chamberlain?
No comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So we do have a motion by Director Puckett. We have a second by Director Shea. And at this time on item 7, we will go through a roll call and take a vote.
Chair Shea?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Yes.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Beal?
Yes.
Director Stacy?
Aye.
Director Wong?
I vote yes.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crane?
Aye.
Director Miller?
Aye.
Director Murphy?
Aye.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Boyd?
Yay.
Director Wagner?
Aye.
Director Ward?
No.
Item passes 14-1.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much. So now we will move to, that's the finalization of our consent calendar. It's only taken us an hour and a half. Okay, so now we will go to board business. And board business is items 12 through 17. Items 12 and 13 are for the adoption of the annual budget by each agency and will be presented jointly but voted on separately. This year's budgets reflect a significant reduction based on staff new leadership, or our new leadership in our staff, the elimination of non-essential consultant contracts and memberships, as well as recognition of the revenue impacts from COVID-19. Staff has done a great job, in my opinion, and I know in Director Kelly's opinion, in responding to the board's direction and rising to the current challenge to do more with the existing in-house staff. As the budgets were developed through our committees and the entire joint board, we had the opportunity for review and input at our April and our May budget workshops. And Amy Potter, when she's done with her presentation, I will call for a motion and a vote to approve by both boards. So I will turn this over to Amy Potter.
Thank you, Madam Chair, directors, and thank you for your introduction. I think you covered a lot of what I wanted to say.
Should I take a motion and then a second?
I'll go through very quickly.
Just have to add a little humor here.
We have taken a different approach this year, as mentioned, due to the unknown duration and impact of COVID-19. And so we are presenting you with a very conservative budget including very conservative revenue assumptions and the reduced expenditures that are focused just on core operating necessities and deferral of a number of initiatives. The various department budgets were presented to all of the committees, and that input and direction from the committees was incorporated into the draft budgets that were presented to the Joint Operations and Finance Committee in the form of 2 budget workshops, the last of which was held on May 28th. At that committee, the committee recommended approval of these budgets that are before you today. These budgets meet the fiduciary responsibility to the bondholders, and due to this approach that we're taking, we will monitor very carefully the actual results and return to the board regularly with updates and propose any changes as necessary. Next slide, please. And so included in these budgets, we have total sources for the Foothill Eastern of $513.5 million. And on the San Joaquin Hills, the total sources are $378 million. Next slide. And expenditures included in these fiscal year 21 budgets. For Foothill Eastern, the total expenditures are $154.3 million. And on San Joaquin Hills, expenditures total $135 million. Next slide, please. And so before you is the committee recommendation as follows. For the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor Agency, approve resolution number S2020-05, entitled a resolution of the San Joaquin Hills Corridor Agency approving the budget for year 2021 in the amount of $134,969,386. And on the Foothill Eastern, the recommendation is approve resolution F2020-05, entitled a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor Agency approving the budget for fiscal year 2021 in the amount of $154,335,030. And that concludes my presentation.
That's for both 12 and 3. Okay, so thank you so much, Amy. At this time, I will go to a roll call for any comments in regard to both the 12 and 13 budget items before us. Clerk, please call the roll.
Director Beal?
Nothing at this time.
Any comments, Director Beal?
Hear me? Nothing at this time.
Oh, Director Beal, we could not hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, huh?
Yeah, I was saying nothing at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Director Kelly?
Yes, we have gone through a very, very thorough process in having 2 meetings to discuss the budget, and I'd like to commend the staff for the work they've done. I think that what we have before us is a very good budget, and I'm very pleased to be able to support it. Thank you.
Vice Chair Puckett?
No comment.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
No comment.
Director Murphy?
Comment.
Director Wong? Director Wong?
No.
No comment.
Director Crane?
No comment.
Director Bartlett?
No comments.
Director Taylor?
No comment.
Director Wagner?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a quick question of Samuel, and he and I have talked about this. I'm a little concerned that we're doing a restructure and there's some costs associated with it and some savings as well when we don't have a permanent CEO in place. And I'm reasonably comfortable with it, but I would like to get Mr. Johnson's take on the pros and cons of doing it now rather than waiting until we have a final choice of who will be in this position, which in no way is meant to suggest any dissatisfaction with Mr. Johnson, or that, in my mind, he is not the one who will be that final candidate.
Okay.
You want to?
Sure. Sure. Thank you for the questions, Supervisor Wagner. I will try and be brief in my response. Definitely a lot of thought went into this, and it's part of a comprehensive plan. I will say some of the key things that were on my mind is, based on what I witnessed when I first came to TCA, the interim CEO at the time was interim for over a year. So that was in the back of my mind. The opportunity for TCA to immediately save money in its compensation budget through the changes, I thought that was important. And then I guess another piece I would point to is perhaps a personality flaw that I may have.
You have none, Samuel. Don't even bring that up.
When I have a good idea that I think will benefit the agency, I am not necessarily one to sit on my hands and withhold that idea with the hope that I would be selected for the permanent position. While I definitely do have that hope, I'm not going to postpone providing benefits to the agency for that future opportunity. So key outcomes from my plan are around balancing the workload. And this is balancing the workload around a reduced executive team that I've laid out. Our plan does eliminate one of our executive positions from the budget. And then we need to spread out the workload to make sure we're responsive to what the board has directed us to do in terms of doing more with less, not relying on consultants, and doing more in-house. So part of my overall restructuring plan addresses that and assures that we put people in positions where they can be most successful and provide the most value to the agency. Another part of balancing that workload, I will say, is selfishly for the CEO. I think there are a lot of key opportunities that benefit the agency immediately. And balancing my workload is important to be able to address those opportunities. I think I've talked with each member of the board about the importance of ensuring staff and our efforts are in alignment with what the board would like to see. That means I need to be able to spend adequate time talking to my 24 bosses about your thoughts and plans to make sure we are being responsive in that regard. There's also a need, in my opinion, for improved communications. I think the agency is falling short in putting out our positive message about the good things that the agency has accomplished and our bright future. And we've failed in that regard and allow the negative press and false comments to dominate the discussions. So I think if I am selected over the next year, an increased focus on that is worth the investment, and this helps me in that regard. Another key area that I feel is important is shifting or increasing the focus on our internal audit capability. The board has made some comments in the past that were of concern. So I am very focused on improving transparency within the agency, especially when it comes to our board members and making sure they have the information they need. I want to make sure we also improve accountability. That's important. And then I think there are some opportunities with cost controls and incorporating what I've seen as some typical public agency practices that weren't necessarily in place at TCA. So being able to focus on those areas is going to require a good chunk of my time. So I want to make sure I can address those. And then, of course, as the board knows, our ongoing battles with litigation and legislation that has been mentioned earlier in the meeting today are also going to be time consuming. So all these pieces combined point to an opportunity to have a deputy position and a director of communications position to better help me manage the future success of the agency. So sorry, that may have been a bit long-winded, but.
No, that's fine. We appreciate that. Director Wagner, you have anything else to add?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, great. Clerk?
Chair Shay?
I kind of forgot what we were doing.
Comments.
Oh, comments, that's right. Okay, comments. It threw me off, Samuel. Okay, so no comments. Oh, no, let me just say this. I just want to thank Amy Potter for all your hard work. You always put together a great budget. You've spent so much effort and time with all of us in committees, and I just want to thank you and Samuel as well and all of our staff for their hard work putting the budget together.
Director Penaloza?
No comments, thank you.
Director Ward?
I would like to thank staff as well as all the directors who served on the committees that made the cuts that were necessary for this year. I appreciate all the work that you did.
Director Chafee?
No comments, thank you.
Director Minigar?
No comments, thank you.
Director Miller?
Thank you. I want to thank Director Wagner for bringing up the issue. I spoke about this in length at the budget workshop regarding the reorganization. And, Samuel and I have talked about this since, and I agree with Director Wagner's position. This had nothing to do with the interim title around Samuel being the interim or not. It was more of, should we reorg until, we actually solidified the leadership. And I'm okay with the reorganization. I think it makes a lot of sense. So thank you for staff for doing all the hard work and working with and listening to the board of directors on what our big concerns were and delivering those through this budget. Thanks.
Director Victor?
No comments.
Director Voigt?
No comment.
Director Munzing?
Comment.
Director Stevens?
No comments.
Director Connors?
Yeah, I'd like to also thank staff, and I want to point out that I think these two issues are interrelated. I think it's remarkable that our directors and our staff have been able to come up with a reduced budget reflecting our reduced revenues, and yet allowing us to continue with our core missions. And I applaud everyone who worked on that. But I think also that the restructuring and the reorganization is part of what makes us sleeker and leaner. And I think during an interim time is not a bad time to bring in fresh eyes to do that work. And I've talked to Samuel about it, because the fact that we're going to make every effort to continue to do what we do at a fairly significantly reduced expense, I think is impressive, and it may bode very well for the long-term future.
Director Hess?
No comment.
And lastly, Director Chamberlain?
I have no comment, thank you.
Okay, so at this time
This is Kring. I was not, nobody called on me, I don't believe.
Director Kring?
I'm glad you
Sorry about that, Director.
So long ago, I don't remember. Anyhow, I just wanted to basically, I had talked to Samuel in the last budget meeting. I think he's done an amazing job. He stepped in, he ran with the ball, and he is really showcasing the talent that he has in the agency. So for the Lauries, the Amy's, everybody else, you are doing an amazing job, and all the Daves. And Amy, a person who really has difficulty with budgets and numbers. Thank you for making it very easy to understand the budget presentations. Thank you.
Good comments. So have we gone through everybody for comments? Okay. So at this time, item 12, we've heard both Foothill and San Joaquin's comments in regard to the budget. So we'll go to item 12, which is the San Joaquin annual budget fiscal year approval for 2021. I would like to have a motion and a second for San Joaquin.
I move the item for San Joaquin. This is Trish.
Cynthia, I'll second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Connors.
Oh, Connors. Okay, Director Connors. Okay, so we have a motion by Director Kelly, second by Director Connors to adopt the San Joaquin annual budget for 2021. We'll take a roll call, please.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
Aye.
Director James?
Aye.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Connors?
Yes.
Director Hess?
Aye.
Director Minigar?
Aye.
Director Munzing?
Aye.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Chair Shea?
Yes.
Director Stevens?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Victoric?
Aye.
Director Wagner?
Aye.
The item passes unanimously.
Okay, so the item passes unanimously for San Joaquin. Now we will move to item 13, which is the Foothill Eastern.
Madam Chair, I will move the item for adoption of the
Second by
budget.
Spring.
Okay, that was Director Ward, seconded by Director Crean. Okay, so we have a motion by Director Ward, second by Director Crean. At this time, we'll now go through the roll call and take a vote.
Chair Shea?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Yes.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Beal?
Yes.
Director Chafee?
Alternate Jabbar for Director Chafee, yes.
Director Wong?
I vote yes.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crean?
Yes.
Director Miller?
Aye.
Director Murphy?
Yes.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Boyce?
Yes.
Director Wagner?
Aye.
Director Ward?
Aye.
Item passes unanimously.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Well, congratulations, everyone. We've gotten through our budget year, and hopefully things will pick up this coming year, right?
Yes.
That's our hope.
Maybe he's nodding.
Okay, good. So now we're going to item 14. As the next three items relate to our capital improvement program, the committee chair, our committee chair, Mark Murphy, is going to introduce them together before staff's presentation and our discussion of each item. So we'll move to Director Murphy.
So you want to take them individually to vote on them, or you literally want me to outline all three that are remaining, 14, 15, and 16? Madam Chair, I would suggest we do them one at a time, but it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let's do it one at a time. We'll start with 14.
Okay, 14 is the 24191 Express Connector, the final design contract amendments and task orders, and near and dear to my heart being in the city of Orange. Staff presented to the committee an amendment to the WKE final design contract to provide a comprehensive design that incorporates the beneficial refinements, expands the northbound 241 project limits 1.4 miles south of Windy Ridge Toll Point, adds the widening of the westbound SR 91, through Coal Canyon Undercrossing and brings the project design up to the current highway design and delivery standards. The cost projections for construction and potential construction phasing options were presented for information only, as there are no decisions on that and this part of it at this time required. In support, staff also discussed a new task order for LSA Associates needed to provide environmental and technical support. They also presented a contract amendment for Michael Baker International to prepare the final concept of operations. This document and continued coordination with our partner agencies is required to document toll policies and operational agreements for the project, including incorporating the details of the 2019 term sheet. We discussed this as a committee, and also the components of the costs as well as the negotiations with the contractor, and the committee agreed that the comprehensive design approach is appropriate. We also expressed some concerns about the additional cost of the Coal Canyon Bridge widening, and determined the committee would revisit that discussion as the phasing came in for construction at a later date. The committee, as you can tell, had a robust discussion, but at the end voted unanimously to recommend the approval for the final design and concepts of operation, contract amendments, and the new task order for environmental planning services by Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor Agency Board for today's meeting. That completes my report, Madam Chair.
Okay, and so thank you so much, Director Murphy. We're going to turn to the Chief Engineer, Dave Spears, but could I just suggest that since we had a very good overview by Director Murphy, perhaps we might want to modify the presentation if need be, and then we can go to questions.
Yeah, Madam Chair, if you're comfortable, the staff can go straight to the recommendation and
okay, let's do that, and we'll walk through, and then you can be prepared to answer. Sounds good.
Mr. Spears?
Yes, I'm Dave Spears, Chief Engineer, and I'm happy to go directly to the recommendation as you've suggested, Samuel. So if we can go to slide, let's see, it's slide 21.
Yeah, it's right there on the screen. Okay, you want to read? It says 4 points.
Yes, and thank you, Director Murphy, for the good summary. And I've taken opportunity to brief a number of you, so I believe that this is you're well familiar with the logic behind these. So the recommendation is to authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute Amendment Number 1 to Contract 1071 with WKE Inc. in the amount not to exceed $6,954,828 to provide Express Connector project final design. Item 2, authorize the CEO to execute a new task order, number 001, to contract 1326 with LSA Associates in the amount not to exceed $905,325 to provide environmental planning and technical support services. Item 3, authorize the CEO to execute Amendment Number 11 to contract 628 with Michael Baker International in the amount not to exceed $165,670 for completion of the concept of operations document. Item 4, authorize the CEO to execute additional changes deemed necessary and execute future amendments within 10%, $802,582 of the values above without further action from the Board of Directors. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, at this time, we're going to go through a roll call and ask if there are any questions from board members, and I'll take a motion in a second and we'll vote on. And this is for Foothill only.
Director Ward?
My only question for Mr. Spears, we met yesterday and you sent me the term sheet. I just want to verify, I believe on the term sheet, it states that this is a pay-as-you-go project. And I'd just like you to verify that for the board.
Yes, I'll clarify.
Director Ward, this is Samuel Johnson. I can respond to that. Yes, part of our agreement with our regional partners, including Caltrans, OCTA, and our friends in Riverside, is that this project will not be financed. So in essence, it does say that it is a pay-as-you-go project.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Director Voigt,
Director Boyce, do you have any comment? Our engineer?
Director Penaloza,
No comment.
Director Miller,
Nothing at this time.
Director Kelly.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the committee chair, Mark Murphy, for all the work that has been done on this and for the good, complete report for us now. And Dave Spears, excellent work. And thank you to everybody who has done all the work over the past months and years to bring us to this point. So I'm very happy to support this. Thank you.
Director Chamberlain.
Yes, thank you. I just want to thank staff and also thank our other partners in moving this project forward, but in particular, board leadership. The department is very supportive with staff recommendations as presented. Thank you.
Director Chafee.
No comments, thank you.
Director Bartlett.
Just want to thank all the stakeholders who have worked long and hard on this particular project, and happy to support the item. Thank you.
Chair Shea.
I have no comments. But thank you, Dave. I appreciate all your work.
Director Wagner.
Not participating in this item.
Director Taylor.
No comments.
Director Murphy.
Just to say I'm ready to make a motion when appropriate, and also want to thank all of our sister agencies. I think we're at a great point in time where we're doing what the taxpayers would expect, which is coordinating the multiple agencies required and making best use of every tax dollar. So with that, I'm ready to make a motion, Madam Chair, when it's ready.
Okay, how many people do we have to go through, or how many more directors?
About 5 more.
5 more?
4 more.
We'll listen to 4 more, and then I will go back to you for the motion, okay?
Thank you.
Director
Was that Kareem?
Green.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to compliment everybody who worked on this, and I can't wait to have the ribbon cutting in a few years. I will second Mark. Well, you can hope. I will second Mark.
Yes, hang on just a minute. We'll get the rest of the director's comments, and then I will take your second, and I'll take Director Murphy's motion too.
Director Wong.
She's gone. Called her twice.
Was that Beal?
Beal.
Yes.
Yeah. Very pleased with the item. Looking forward to voting in favor of this motion.
Thank you, Director Beal.
Vice Chair Puckett.
This is a great project, and I am so excited to be able to vote on it.
Me too.
And last chance, Director Voigt.
Is he there? Okay, so at this time, I will turn to Director Murphy and make the motion, if you would.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. It's my pleasure to move that we approve the 24191 Express Connector Final Design Contract Amendments and Task Orders, and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute Amendment Number 1 to Contract K001071 with WKE in the amount not to exceed $6,954,828 to provide 24191 Express Connector Final Design. Also authorize the CEO to execute task order number T001 to contract K001326 with LSA Associates in the amount of not to exceed $905,325 to provide environmental planning and technical support services for the 24191 project. Authorize the CEO to execute Amendment number 11 to contract K000628 with Michael Baker International in the amount of not to exceed of $165,670 for the completion of concepts of operation for the project And finally, to authorize the CEO to execute additional changes that deemed necessary and execute future amendments within the 10% range, 802,582 of the values above without any further action required from the board of directors.
Okay, and we have a second from Director Crean. Is this correct?
Yes, I will second everything that Mark reiterated.
Does anybody else want to consider a roll call and talk to the motion? At this time, we will go and ask the clerk to please call the roll for the vote.
Chair Shay?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
A great, big, happy yes.
Yes, long time coming.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Beal?
Yes.
Director Chafee?
Aye.
Director Long? Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crane?
Aye.
Director Miller?
Aye.
Director Murphy?
Aye.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Voigt? Director Voigt? Noting recusal for Director Wagner. Director Ward?
Aye.
And it passes unanimously.
Wonderful, thank you. Unanimous vote of Hill Eastern. At this time, we'll move to item 15, and I will turn this over to Director Murphy for a summary and update.
Thanks. Item 15 is fiscal year 2021 authorization for design program management and specialty services. This is a request for authorization to cover 1 year of planned activities for the corridor management group. Staff quickly pointed out, and we were fortunate enough to be able to vote on a significantly reduced budget today based on the small size of our full-time staff. And so it's incredibly important that CMG's contracted staff augments our efforts around engineering and design. A couple of advantage, obviously the flexibility to increase and decrease these amounts of support based on the changing workloads that we've talked about earlier. Also, the direct access to a broader range of expertise that would be difficult to achieve with specific hires. And finally, we included in the presentation a summary of planned activities that CMG will support in FY21, including engineering department staff augmentation, other support on an as-needed basis for data management, tolling systems and operations, engineering, oversight, and technical reviews for the CIP projects, and many additional items. They noted that the activities being performed by CMG are vital function, but the level of effort has been scaled back as all of our budgetary items have very significantly for FY21 to account our current activity level. The committee requested clarification on a number of these items in terms of support provided for data management, tolling systems, operation. We also clarified the fact that this is on an as-needed basis for support. And there's technical expertise also available for the business intelligence tools, the tolling system operations, and related also to the customer center, service center, and the back office implementations. So really a broad range of expertise that we certainly would cost multiple times of this to keep on full-time retainer. Several directors expressed the view that contracting these services provided that flexibility that I mentioned, and that honestly there could be cost savings, and certainly will be, on this process rather than running with full-time staff. There was also a clarification on contract terms similar to what we discussed earlier. This is a 5-year term with 3 one-year optional extensions. The contract is in the 5th year of the contract term, and following this 5th year, there will be an option to exercise the first of the 3-year three one-year optional extensions. Each year, this authorization, of course, has to come back to the board for approval. And we voted for the one-year authorization for the board. It was a 6-1 vote with one person dissenting. And that's my report. Happy to answer any questions I can, or I'll look for Juliet, Sue, and Samuel to keep me honest on the technical issues.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, we're probably going to have to start talking a contract for you, but we can do that next week. So at this time, we'll move to a staff report. Hopefully it will be abbreviated because we just got a pretty good update, but we will turn to Juliet Sue. Is that correct?
Yes.
Director of Design and Construction.
Juliet, this is Samuel. Can you take the same approach that Mr. Spears just did?
Yes, absolutely. So thank you. Clerk of the board, if we would just go to our committee recommendations. Thank you. So what you see before you is the committee recommendation to authorize the Chief Executive Officer to amend existing task orders and execute new task orders to contract number K001065 with Corridor Management Group for fiscal year 21 in the amount of $1,151,900 for design, program management, and specialty contracting services, and that's for the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor Agency. For Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor Agency, the recommendation is to authorize the Chief Executive Officer to amend existing task orders and execute new task orders to contract number K001065 with Corridor Management Group for fiscal year 21 in the amount of $2,669,400 for design, program management, and specialty contracting services. And I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone might have.
Okay, so this time, because it is we're going to vote separately, but it is a joint item, we will call the roll for discussion at this point. Yeah, this is just for comments.
Right. Director Connors?
No comment. I'm sorry.
Director Beal?
Can you say it again, Director Beal? We didn't pick you up.
Yes, I said no comment. Thank you.
Director Minigar? Director Minigar? Director Wong? Director Chamberlain?
No comment. Thank you.
Director Bartlett?
No comment.
Director Murphy?
I think I said enough.
Director Stevens?
No comment.
Director Ward?
No comment. No comment.
Director Taylor?
No comment.
Director Crane?
No comment.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
No comment.
Director Wagner?
Not participating in the item.
Director Miller?
Director Miller?
Director Vixerick?
No comments.
Director Munzing?
No comment.
Director Boyce? Vice Chair Puckett?
No comment.
Director Chafee?
No comments, thank you.
Chair Shea?
No comment.
Director Penaloza?
No comments.
Director Kelly?
Yes, this is a good move, and I'm pleased to support it. Thank you for the committee and the staff for their work on this.
Director Hess?
No comments, thank you.
Director Miller?
No comment.
And last, Director Boyce. That's all of public comment.
Okay, so at this time, I will be entertaining a motion and a second from the San Joaquin Board. Who would like to make a motion?
Trish Kelly will move it.
Okay, Director Kelly.
Connors, I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Director Kelly, second by Director Connors to adopt San Joaquin item 15. Will you please call the roll?
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
Aye.
Director James?
Aye.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Connors?
Yes.
Director Hess?
Yes.
Director Minigar? Director Minigar? Director Munzing?
Yes.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Chair Shea?
Yes.
Director Stevens?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Vixerick?
Aye.
And noting the recusal of Director Wagner, the item passes unanimously.
Okay, it passed unanimously. This time we'll move to Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor Agency recommendation. I will entertain a motion and a second.
Cream motion.
Bartlett, second.
So we have a motion by Director Crean, and who was the second?
Bartlett.
Okay, by Director Bartlett. At this time, if our staff will please call the roll.
Chair Shea?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Yes.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Beal?
Yes.
Director Chafee?
Aye.
Director Wong? Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crane?
Aye.
Director Miller? Director Miller? Director Murphy?
Aye.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Boyce? Director Boyce? Noting the recusal of Director Wagner, Director Ward?
Aye.
The item passes unanimously.
Wonderful. Okay, at this time, we will now move to item 16, and we will go to our new staff Director, Mark Murphy.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate that. This item is,
Jimmy.
what's that?
I called you our one of our staff members, but I actually made a mistake. You are a committee chair.
Oh, no worries. No worries. As long as you get my name right, we're all set. This is a system-wide traffic study amendment with Stantec. The summary there on the agenda goes through the specifics of what occurred, including a couple of additional project locations that were beyond the original scope of services, and as a result, the work exceeded the task order in the amount of $28,949. We continued this discussion. We've had a discussion in March as well as just previous to this meeting, and talked really about the scope and the value of the traffic study. And certainly the results of that traffic study continue to provide benefits to us to support the completion of our FY21 capital improvement plan and a number of specific project specific type decisions, including things like the 24191 that we just dealt with a minute ago. The committee, after a robust discussion, voted unanimously to recommend the approval of the amended task order authorization. by San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor Agency and the Foothill Eastern agencies, and brought this forward to be agendized today. With that, I'll answer any questions that I can, and staff's available as well.
Okay, so let's do this. We'll go to a roll call. I'm sorry, we'll go through the roll call to have any discussion from both boards. So I will have our clerk start calling the roll. It'll be for both boards.
Director Wagner, Minigar, sorry.
This is just comments or any thoughts on item 16.
Director Minigar? Director Crane?
No comment.
Director Voigt? Director Connors?
No comment.
Director Stevens?
No comment.
Director Chamberlain?
No comment.
Director Wagner?
No comments.
Director Bartlett?
No comments.
Director Miller? Director Beal?
No comment.
Director Munzing?
No comment.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
No comment.
Chair Shea?
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I have no comment.
Director Vixerick?
No comments.
Director Kelly?
No comment.
Director Ward?
No comment.
Director Hess?
No comment.
Director Chafee?
No comments. Thank you.
Chair Puckett?
No comment other than it was a beautiful presentation by Mr. Murphy.
He's good.
Director Murphy?
Well, thank you. I'm flattered. No comment.
Director Taylor?
Shining today, Director
No
Murphy.
comment.
And lastly, Director Penaloza.
No comment.
Okay, so this time I will take a motion from the San Joaquin Board to adopt this authorized amended task force.
Trish Kelly moves.
Director Crean. Second. Bartlett. Okay, there's a motion by Director Crean, second by Director Bartlett. Is that correct?
Crane's not.
Oh, this is San Joaquin. So you're not on San Joaquin, Director Crean.
I believe that, Madam Chair, I believe the motion was from Trish Kelly.
I thought it was. Thank you.
Okay, okay. I didn't, it's hard to hear sometimes. So the motion is Director Crean, I'm going to say Director Kelly, seconded by Director Bartlett. This is for San Joaquin only. Okay, please call the roll.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
Yes.
Director James?
Aye.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Connors? Director Connors?
Yes.
Director Hess?
Aye.
Director Minigar? Director Minigar? Director Munzing?
Yes.
Director Penaloza?
Yes.
Director Chair Shea?
Yes.
Director Stevens?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Vixerick?
Aye.
Director Wagner?
Aye.
Item passes unanimously.
Okay, great. So at this time, we'll go to Foothill Eastern. I would like a motion and a second.
So moved.
There's a motion by Director Puckett. I will second that motion. So there is a motion and a second. If you'll call the roll.
Chair Shay?
Yes.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Yes.
Director Bartlett?
Yes.
Director Beal?
Yes.
Director Chafee?
Aye.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
Director Crane?
Aye.
Director Miller? Director Miller? Director Murphy?
Yes.
Director Penaloza? Director Penaloza?
Sorry, yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes.
Director Voigt? Director Wagner?
Aye.
And Director Ward?
Aye.
Wonderful. Item passes unanimously. Now we will move to item 17, COVID-19 communications plan. Now, you're not doing this again, are you, Director Murphy?
I'm not prepared on this one. I think you're in much better hands with our customer experience communications manager, Lori Olin.
Thank you so much for giving over the gavel then. Okay, so now we will turn to our staff. This is a joint board of directors item, but it is only informational. So at this time, we will turn to Lori Olin.
Good morning, Madam Chairs and honorable directors. My name is Lori Olin, and I serve TCA as Manager of Customer Experience Communications. Today, I'll be presenting an abridged overview of the communications plan staff developed to guide the agency's communications efforts in response to COVID-19. Next slide. In this unique situation, rather than encouraging a behavior or a set of behaviors, we're aiming to evoke emotions. Our goals are to show that we care about the community, to promote those feelings of goodwill that have been proven to encourage brand loyalty, set brands apart from the competition, and improve an organization's perceived value. We want to serve as an honest, helpful, and hopeful resource, and we have been and will continue to work as fiscally prudent as possible using our talented staff and not consultants, and produce everything in-house. Next slide. In addition to our usual stakeholder group, the pandemic created some new, distinct audience groups. In particular, we have people working from home, adults homeschooling children, people at home not working, and essential employees and frontline workers. We've been communicating with these groups in the way in which they want to be communicated with, and by providing the content that they want and need. Most importantly, we don't want to be seen as tone deaf or seizing an opportunity for any sort of gain. Next slide. The guiding theme for our COVID communications plan is, we're here for you now and we'll be here for you when it's time to get back on the road. The tone for our supporting communications is caring, calm, and comforting, and again, honest, helpful, and hopeful. Next slide. Here you see some of the initial communications that were created and implemented from concept to completion during the first several weeks of the pandemic. Our talented design team created a look and feel for our COVID communications, and we launched our own COVID-19 response webpage and created other digital assets. We wanted to be really thoughtful about the COVID communications and not just be working from a list of tasks. So instead, we created approaches. Next slide. Here you see our 5 approaches. I'll walk you through them and give you one example of each, and I'll do so fairly briefly. So approach number 1 is provide resources to help people as they experience the situation. On our blog and COVID-19 response webpage, we've shared links to our member cities' websites and social media for the most up-to-date COVID-19 information. And we've been highlighting and sharing relevant information from all of our member cities, the county, and other essential entities such as OC Healthcare Agency on social media. For approach number 2, we want to help educators and parents by providing curriculum and activities. We've created an educational resources webpage and have been busy populating it with new resources, as well as resources from our archives. We created coloring pages based on photos of popular spots along the toll roads, and we've created and promoted custom word searches of varying difficulties. The first unearthed and re-released educational resource is the Toll Roads Fossils in Your Backyard book for coloring and learning. First created in 1999, the book teaches young readers about fossils, paleontologies, and the animals that roamed Orange County a million years ago. The book based on a map of the fossils found along the toll roads during construction is in the works and will be released very soon on that webpage. For approach number 3, we want to be honest about what we can and can't do. We issued a press release about the temporary adjustments we've made to business processes to accommodate drivers and fast track account holders during the pandemic. We've revised our closure and detour messaging to inform drivers that we continue with maintenance and scheduled road work while the roads are a little less occupied. And we've updated the pop-up message on our website, letting visitors know that while our walk-in center remains closed, our call center website and app are available to manage an account, open a new account, pay a toll, resolve a violation, and much more. For approach number 4, we want to show appreciation and support for the healthcare community. Staff has worked to identify some budget for the donation of toll credits to the healthcare community to let them know that we're thankful for them and in hopes of making their drive to or home from the front lines a little easier and stress-free. For Nurses Week, we hosted a Nominate a Nurse program. Members of the public nominated a nurse to receive toll credits by writing a sentence or two about them. The tolls were awarded to a nurse who has had a 40-year career in nursing, oftentimes working 6 days a week, 14 or 12 hours a day as a single mom, and she was nominated by her daughter. For approach number 5, we want to highlight staff and board members' good deeds, moments of giving back, and personal experiences. Positive human interest stories like these humanize the agency and inspire and entertain. So staff is working on a video highlighting acts of caring during COVID. The video will feature the stories of both staffers and board members and will debut in the next few weeks. With all of these approaches and COVID communications efforts, staff is monitoring the situation and can be nimble and adjust as the pandemic and stay-at-home protocols evolve over time. That concludes my brief presentation. Thank you for your time, and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much. I love what you're doing. This has just been great. You're just really taking this on and being very creative, and we so appreciate it. I'll turn to our clerk, and if you could go through and see if any board members want to make a comment. It's just informational only.
Director Connors?
Excellent work and no other comments.
Thank you.
Director Munson? Director Munson?
Comment.
Director Beal?
I have no comments. Thank you.
Director Crane?
The only comment is, I still love the coloring book, Lori.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'll have to send you the word searches.
Thank you.
Chair Shea?
I just thank you once again. You did a great job. I love the fossil book. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Director Chamberlain?
No comment. Thank you.
Director Victoric?
No comments.
Director Voigt? Director Penaloza?
No comments.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
No comments.
Director Murphy?
Nope. Nice job. Thank you.
Director Bartlett?
It's a great job, staff, and thank you.
Director Wagner? Director Chafee?
No comments. Thank you.
Director Minigar?
Excellent presentation. No comments. Thank you.
Director Hess?
Great work, Lori, in such a frustrating time. You go the extra mile.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Puckett?
Good job, Lori. No comment.
Director Ward?
No comments. Thank you.
Director Kelly?
Yes, I would love to commend Mrs. Olin for her hard work on this. And this is a great program, and I can tell how much work and thought you put into this. And it is also a great example of what Mr. Johnson was talking about earlier in having our staff pick up a lot of the work that has been done by others, by outside of our staff previously, and look at the talent that we have here. So shining example of good talent, creativity, and resourcefulness. And thank you, Mrs. Olin. It looks great.
Yeah.
Director Miller? Director Stevens?
Thank you very much for the great presentation and hard work. I have no other comments. Thank you.
And lastly, Director Taylor.
Great work, Lori. Thank you.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, now we're going to move to public comments. Do we have any other comments?
We received no further public comment.
Okay, at this time, I'll move to Chief Executive Officer's report.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to offer a brief thank you to you, Madam Chair, Chair Kelly, Vice Chair Puckett and O'Neill, and all the directors for your increased engagement and being responsive to all the staff requests that we put forward to get some of your time. We all know your time is important. As I mentioned earlier, I've done in the past, the only way we can be in alignment with what the board likes to have us do, to have those communications. So it is definitely appreciated and is reflected in the hard work all of the directors have done in our committees. I will take a moment to highlight Director Murphy for going above and beyond today. Staff really appreciates it when our committees take homes. Our job is to help inform the committees and the best advice we can. And our hope is that when we get to the board, that committee owns it, not staff. So thank you for reflecting that, Director Murphy. Then overall, I'd really like to thank the board. Staff really appreciated your engagement. Budget development process, it works for all the committees. The workshops, hopefully around that as reporting as we did, but the results of outcome today, which I'm being told is the first time in anyone's recall that we had a unanimous vote for both agencies on the annual budget. So I think that is a significant hope on your challenging time.
And this time we'll go to Director's report of new business. Elizabeth, any thoughts or ideas or anything you wanted to add?
Madam Chair, this is Trish.
Yes.
Yes, I didn't get a chance to comment during the discussion about Mr. Johnson's staffing changes and recommendations that he had made. And I just wanted to underscore the fact that I'm very pleased with the changes that he made, and I'm glad that we have approved those. We have Mr. Johnson, who has been on this job for less than 2 months. He took the position with very little notice, hit the ground running, and did it immediately a management audit, recognized areas that he could agencies and make the agency work better. And as he said, do more with less, which we've seen great examples of that today. So I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm very pleased with the management audit that he did and the recommendations that he presented. I'm very pleased that they were approved as part of the budget motion. So again, thank you to Mr. Johnson. Thank you, all of our staff members. The last few months, weeks and months have been challenging for everyone, and we've had a lot of work compressed into the last few weeks. And on top of that, the challenge of this COVID environment and Zoom meetings and everything else. So good job by everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other comments?
Madam Chair, this is Director Ward.
Yes.
I have a question, or actually a request for information. I already talked to Mr. Johnson about this, but I'd like to get it on the record. I would like to know if the Foothill Eastern still has to pay the $28 million to the Save San Onofre Coalition based on the decision that the board made that the 241 was not going through and only Los Patronos was going through. So I'd like an answer on that, and I'd like to see it by tomorrow. I just would like an update on whether we still have to pay the $28 million or not. So if that question could be answered, I would appreciate it.
Madam Chair, if I can respond to Director Ward. So thank you, Director Ward. I did start making staff aware today of your request. I would like to ask you for some more time. I need to come up to speed on the issue. I'd like to be informed of the information we're conveying to the board, and I have not had a chance to understand that settlement agreement. So tomorrow might be a heavy ask for staff. If you can give me a little time to work on that, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay, I would appreciate it if you could just bring in legal counsel on that and maybe talk to our legal counsel if you need to, but I will give you more time, but I do need it. I need it really soon. I've been wondering this for a while. I asked about it a couple months ago. So, I'll do that. I just wanted to get it on the record that I have a request in for that. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel.
Any other comments or thoughts? Okay, with that, we will not be having a closed session today for the Foothill. We had it scheduled, but Attorney George Joseph, do you want to make any comments?
No comment, just no need for a closed session.
Okay, no need for closed session. Geez, we did pretty well. We're getting close to, we're going to adjournment. At this time, I will suggest that we take a motion for adjournment, but we will be scheduling a July 9th San Joaquin and Foothill board meeting. We have items that we need to discuss. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, good. I guess everybody's jumping on that one. Okay, I'll second it. Okay, so we don't need to take a roll call, do we? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Everyone.
Adios.
All the other-